Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen, Lori from Women's Health on the Go. Today we're going to talk about how you can make your own homemade toothpaste. So let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen, Lori from Women's Health on the Go. So as I said, we're going today look at making your own homemade toothpaste. Now this is something that I started doing a few years ago, and I have been doing it and I've been very happy with the recipe that I am going to show you today. There are lots of recipes that you can find online that are a little bit different. So if this one doesn't jive with you, I hope that at least it's going to spark your brain and go, you know what? I don't want to use commercial toothpaste anymore. I'm going to find a homemade recipe for me. Because let's take a look at what is in toothpaste that got me personally to say, I don't want to use this stuff anymore. So I'm going to talk about 3 ingredients that I felt were enough for me to make that switch. So first, let's talk about fluoride. Now, fluoride, when you go online and you look at research and you look at the debate, there's 2 sides of the story. And there's a story, the side of the people that say, you know, fluoride is shown to decrease cavities. And then you have the other side, which is talking about lots of different research that fluoride is an endocrine disruptor, which can cause dysfunction of your thyroid, which then people can end up with thyroid problems. It can affect our blood sugar level. And then there was actually a bunch of human studies that showed that it actually decreases the IQ of children. And then some animal research that showed that it can cause some brain damage. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but it's just brushing my teeth, it's just a little bit. Well, actually, fluoride is actually seen in processed food, in beverages, in your mouthwash, and in your toothpaste. And it's something that we accumulate in our body over time. So for me, I decided that if I can eliminate fluoride just a little bit here and a little bit there, then that's what I'm going to do. So that's one product. Then you have triclosan, which I may mispronouncing that one, but there has actually been some research that shows that it could cause some heart damage. And it's actually a product that's found in hand soap and other products. To me, why do I want to put something in my mouth and I'm brushing my teeth that you can actually find in hand soap as well? And currently the FDA is actually researching it to see if it's actually good for human, consumption at all, for human use. So to me, that's another reason I do not want to use commercial made toothpaste. And the last product is surfactant, which most people will commonly know it as sodium lauryl sulfate, which is found in lots of products. Even your shampoo, it's found in. And it's that stuff that when you brush your teeth, you feel that foaming effect, which makes you go like, woo, I'm cleaning my mouth. But the problem with that is that there is research that shows that it can cause mouth ulcers and canker sores. So if you are suffering from those, it could be your toothpaste that's actually causing you to have that problem. So those are just 3 products that when you look at the back of a toothpaste with all those different chemical names on there, that for me was enough for me to say, you know what, I want to find a natural alternative. So today I want to show you what I use. Now I am going to show you each of them and go a little bit more into the benefits, but just to tell you what I use in my toothpaste. I use bentonite clay, I use xylitol, I use a baking soda, coconut oil, a little bit of distilled water, and essential oils of peppermint, myrrh, and tea tree. So let's take a look at each of them and what are the benefits to each of those items. Okay, first item that we have that is in my toothpaste is bentonite clay. Bentonite clay is used for a lot of things. Some people actually drink bentonite clay. It's a very soft kind of powder. It's literally clay People drink it. People use it as a facial mask. I put it in my toothpaste. It's a very fine kind of powder. The thing with bentonite clay is it's really important. Definitely, I could do a whole show on bentonite clay. You do have to make sure that you use plastic or glass when you handle it. Because basically what it does is it helps draw out toxins. So it'll draw out toxins from metal. So you can't use any metal spoons or anything like that when you handle the bentonite clay. So it removes toxins. It draws out the toxins in between your teeth. It also has antibacterial. It helps kill harmful bacteria. When you think about, there's actually gum disease is actually linked to heart disease. There's bacteria in the mouth that is found that they believe goes through the bloodstream in our body, and then it can affect other organs in our body and cause some things such as heart disease. So we want to get rid of that bacteria in our mouth. Now, I know in my last newsletter, I talked about oil pulling, which is another whole conversation we can talk about, but bentonite clay is great for not only drawing out any kind of toxins that could be in your mouth, but can also get rid of harmful bacteria. And also has great minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium. So really good. And it's okay if you have cavities in your mouth. That was one of my big things that when I was starting to do this, you know, trying to research exactly the best recipe for me, I looked up because I do have some cavities in my mouth from when I was younger. So if you have cavities in your mouth, it's not going to draw out any of the metals because, like I said, it draws out toxins and you can't use, you know, metal with it. So, but it's great. It's a very fine powder. You can, I use it also as a facial mask, like once a month, just to draw out like all the kind of toxins in our face, you know, get all those zits and everything off. So this is my first ingredient. Okay, next we have baking soda. I only use about a half a teaspoon of it. Baking soda is shown to remove plaque from the teeth and remove stains. Now, some recipes or some people actually just use baking soda alone as an alternative for toothpaste. Now, some people say that it can, you know, cause tooth sensitivity, which for me, I found when I use a little bit more baking soda, my teeth became a little bit more sensitive. So I just decreased my amount of baking soda to about a half a teaspoon. Next, we have coconut oil. If you ever work with coconut oil, you know when it's cool, it's solid. When you heat it up, it's liquid. When I do mix it, I do warm it up and make it into a liquid form. It just makes it a little bit easier to actually mix it. I use 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil. Coconut oil is great for a lot of things. We usually can use coconut oil also for oil pulling, which is to help remove any kind of bacteria and again toxins from our teeth. As I mentioned before, gum disease is linked to heart disease. There has been research done on coconut oil to show that it actually does eliminate the bacteria that is found in the heart that causes heart disease. So we use coconut oil, antibacterial, antifungal, good stuff. Okay, next we have a xylitol, where I use about a 1.5 tablespoons. It's a little grainy kind of natural sweetener. It comes from a fibrous part of the plants. It actually helps prevent bacteria from sticking to the teeth. It doesn't, because it's a sweetener, so it makes your toothpaste taste a little sweeter, but it's not sugar based. So it's not going to break down like sugar. It's going to have it has a neutral pH level for the mouth. And again, it helps prevent bacteria from sticking to the teeth. Now this item, I know it looks like it's like an empty little cup, but it's actually some water.
I use distilled water or filtered water when you use it. I'm only using a little bit. I'm only using 2 tablespoons because it's just going to help activate the bentonite clay. I forgot to mention that with the bentonite clay, it's the water that kind of activates it to help release those toxins. So you just need to have a little bit of water, and I just use a little bit, about 2 tablespoons. Sometimes I just put a little bit in, then I mix it, put a little bit more, and just to see what kind of consistency that I like with my toothpaste. All right, so we have, this is one of my essential oils. I personally use Eden's Gardens essential oils. I really like them. They do their testing on them, and they have free shipping. They're very reasonably priced, so I would highly recommend. I'll put the link down below. But first we have peppermint. I have a big container of peppermint because I use peppermint for so many things. I love peppermint. Now, as we know, peppermint is cooling. It's kind of refreshing. It helps with your breath. It actually helps reduce cavities as well. There was some research done that showed that peppermint essential oil was better at preventing cavities as compared to chemicals that are in your mouthwash. So this one I can do anywhere from 10 to 15 drops. It's one of these kind of things. I really like the taste of peppermint, so sometimes I use a little bit more. I make my toothpaste, I see how it does, and then sometimes I leave it a little, I give a little bit more drops. But peppermint, love it. Cool, refreshing, great for your breath, and also great to help reduce cavities. Okay, so next we have tea tree essential oil, which is antibacterial, antifungal, also helps with bad breath. It's antiseptic. Another great essential oil. Remember, we're trying to get rid of any bacteria. We don't want any fungal. Sometimes people can get oral fungal infections. We want to prevent that. We also want to help with any kind of bad breath that we may have. So tea tree oil, I do about 5 to 10 drops of tea tree oil. Okay, last essential oil, we have myrrh. Myrrh is a great anti-inflammatory, again, antibacterial, antifungal. It's an astringent. If there's any inflammation in the tissue in there, it's going to help, tighten that up. It's also, if you're having any kind of tooth pain, it's got analgesic properties to it. And I use about 10 drops of this essential oil. Okay, so I got my bowl. I'm just going to show you how, it's very simple. I just put all of my items into one bowl. Now remember, you're going to have to mix with a plastic spoon. Remember I told you about the bentonite clay? You don't want to use any kind of metal with it, so just make sure you use a plastic spoon. And typically what I try to do is once I get all my dry stuff, I just try to mix all my dry stuff kind of together. Sorry, it's a little scrapey noise there. All right, and then I heated up my coconut oil to make it a little bit more of a liquid form, because then it's just a little bit easier to mix. All right, and you're just gonna mix it all up. Right, it's gonna get a little weird. Then I add my water last. So I try to get as much of the oil as I can mixed together. And then, although I told you we have 2 tablespoons of the water, I just add a little bit at a time. You can see I just add a little bit at a time because you don't want it to be too liquidy. That's just my preference. Everybody has their own preference. If at any point you have your toothpaste and you're using it and it gets, you want to make sure that you put it in a really tightly sealed container. I went to the dollar store, I got these, I'll show that to you when we're all done, little plastic containers that have a good seal on them. You want to make sure that you have a good seal. Now see, I didn't use that whole, I probably used more like a 1 tablespoon, and I think that that's kind of a good consistency. Now I know this toothpaste, you're looking at it and you're going, oh my God, that looks gross. But It's so much healthier for you. Okay, maybe we're gonna add a little bit more water. It's so much more healthy for you. You're not gonna have that foaming effect in your mouth, but that's okay. Your teeth will get clean. They will feel wonderful, and they will definitely feel clean. Okay, so I'm not going to kind of bore you with putting essential oils in, because some of these, the peppermint oil is pretty quick to go in. I can kind of show that to you. Myrrh is a little bit more of a thicker, so we're just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just put 10 in there that time, and then I'm gonna, you know, mix it around, and I will kind of see how it tastes. So I'm going to then add my tea tree and then my myrrh, and I'm going to put it into the container, and I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to show you the end, how much you need to put on your toothpaste and stuff. This is good stuff, people. Good homemade toothpaste. Very good, very healthy for you. All right, so I'll be right back.
So that's basically how I make my homemade toothpaste. As you saw, I keep it in this container. I just use a little bit on my toothbrush. You really don't need a lot. Again, you want to make sure it's in a sealed container. If it does dry up a little bit, you can take it out and add a little bit more water, and that'll fix the problem. I hope that this video has inspired you to find your homemade recipe and you shy away from those commercial toothpaste products. If this recipe drives with you, awesome. If it doesn't, there are so many recipes out there for homemade toothpaste. I hope that you do your research and you find one that's right for you. And as I tell everyone in all of my videos, make sure that all the ingredients are safe for you to use, especially when it comes to the essential oils, such as myrrh. Myrrh is actually contraindicated in pregnancy and breastfeeding. So you want to make sure, if you're either of those, that you either eliminate or you find another essential oil that you can add to your toothpaste recipe that's going to be great for you. And make sure that you speak to a certified aromatherapist if you are going to. I'm a certified aromatherapist. If you want to find an alternative, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you. My name is Lori. I'm from Women's Health on the Go, where we provide telemedicine for women. So make sure that you check out our website, womenshealthonthego.com. And if you haven't done so, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. You're going to get a free e-booklet that has lots of great things that you can do to take care of yourself. You're going to get a special discount code for your first telemedicine visit. And of course, you'll get newsletters full of fun women health tips. So make sure that you check us out. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Lori, and always remember, women's health matters, our bodies matter, so let's make sure we take care of ourselves. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.